All right, so imagine this, right? You've got this, like, ultra-modern house, okay? But it's nestled deep in a forest, like, completely surrounded by trees. Sounds idyllic, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Peaceful, tranquil.
Yeah, total escape. But that's where the Blau family lived.
Yeah.
And we're seeing this whole story unfold through the eyes of Gabriel.
Got it.
So there's Gabriel, his parents, uh, Vincent and Helene, super passionate environmental activists, by the way.
Interesting.
Yeah, and their Uncle Patrice. And, like, their whole world just gets completely shattered, like, out of the blue by this awful, tragic event.
What happened?
So Gabriel's sister, Ines, is found dead by a lake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And right off the bat, the police, Inspector Threit's leading the investigation, they're pretty much convinced it's suicide.
I see. And what led them to that?
Well, Ines couldn't swim, for one thing.
Okay.
And they found a boat nearby. So it seemed, I guess, like an open and shut case. Right. Tragic, but straightforward. But here's the thing. Gabriel completely refuses to buy it. Like, absolutely not. He is certain, and I mean certain, that Ines would never take her own life.
So he's going against what everyone else seems to think.
Oh, absolutely. And it's that unshakable belief that kind of sets the stage for our deep dive today.
Makes sense.
We're going to walk through those first steps Gabriel takes, starting his own investigation, driven by all those unanswered questions, those things that just don't sit right.
So we're looking at the very beginning of his search for the truth, trying to piece things together based on what we know so far.
Exactly. So we've got Gabriel facing this, like, seemingly closed case. Officially, it's done.
Right.
But he's got this gut feeling, right? This certainty that something's way off. He feels totally alone in this. So he decides to take matters into his own hands.
What does he do?
Well, in a move that just screams desperation, he takes Inspector Threit's notebook.
Oh, wow. He stole it.
Yeah. And inside, he finds something that just completely flips the script, like changes everything.
What was...
Forget suicide. That word, it's not even mentioned in Threit's notes.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, he sees the word murder written there. Huge difference.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other ballgame. A single word completely shifts the entire perspective.
Totally. It's the moment Gabriel's suspicions become, like, rock solid. Something else is going on here. This isn't what the police are saying, at least not what the inspector seems to be considering. And then, after this huge discovery, Gabriel gets into Ines's laptop.
Oh, so he's really digging now, accessing her personal files. What did he find there?
Two things, really big things. Encrypted files.
Okay, so hidden information right there.
Right. Suggests something's being kept secret.
Right.
And a letter from Ines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's a powerful one. She talks about feeling like she's in danger, and she specifically tells Gabriel not to believe what he's told about her death.
Chilling.
Right. And then she tells him to dig. Like, keep searching.
So it's a direct message to him, basically confirming his suspicions, pushing him to investigate further. I can't imagine reading something like that from somebody you've lost.
Yeah, it would be impossible to ignore. It's like she knew something bad was going to happen. So with that word in the notebook, murder, and Ines's letter urging him to dig deeper, Gabriel's investigation goes into overdrive.
Okay, so what's his next move? Where does he go from there?
He goes to the lake, back to the place where they found Ines, and there he finds something else that raises some serious questions. Her silver pendant.
Her pendant. Okay, what about it?
It wasn't on her body. It was found some distance away.
That's interesting.
Right. It suggests maybe there was a struggle, or that someone moved it after she died. Doesn't exactly fit with the whole peaceful suicide scenario.
It's definitely suspicious. Adds another layer of doubt to the official story.
Totally. So while all this is happening, back with the official investigation, Inspector Threit's hitting a wall. Things aren't adding up.
You're stuck.
Yeah, so he decides to bring in someone new. Jonas Marks. He's a former private investigator.
Ah, fresh eyes. Sometimes that's all you need, right? Someone to see things from a different angle, an outsider's perspective.
Exactly. So now you've got the police getting help from outside the force, and Gabriel, he's doing his own thing, following his own leads.
Two separate investigations. But do they eventually converge?
They do. Threit, Marks, and Gabriel, they all start working together.
Okay. So a team effort to uncover the truth.
Yeah. And one of the things they discover is that Ines was spending a lot of time at this abandoned warehouse outside the city.
Abandoned warehouse, classic. What do they find there?
A few things, actually. Photos of Ines, which means she was definitely connected to the place somehow.
Right.
And get this, altered blueprints of the warehouse itself. Like someone was planning something specific there.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right. And then, maybe the most intriguing clue, they find documents mentioning this group called Les Hommes Cibles Prioritaires.
Les ombres. That's the shadows in English, right?
Yeah, the shadows, priority targets. And they're identified as, like, potential burglars.
So we've got a mysterious group with a pretty cool name. What was Inés's connection to them, though? That's the question. Was she investigating them? Did they have something to do with her death?
Yeah, exactly. The fact that this group pops up adds a whole new layer of complexity. And then, searching the warehouse further, they find this hidden room.
Okay.
And inside, what do they find? A cigarette butt.
Really? A cigarette butt?
Yeah, I know, right? Seems like nothing. But sometimes those tiny clues can be everything.
They can, you're absolutely right. Any idea who it belonged to?
Well, they analyze it, and it comes back to this guy named Marc Lanier, known for document forgery, like fake IDs, official papers, that kind of thing.
So that connects Inés to someone with a criminal background. Potentially dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. So naturally, the investigation shifts focus onto Lanier.
And what happens with him?
They find him, arrest him, and during the interrogation, he drops some huge bombshells.
What did he say?
Admits he knew Inés. Says he was working for someone, an anonymous client forging documents.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. He says he saw Inés at the warehouse and overheard that she was poking around where she shouldn't.
Ooh, that's a chilling phrase. Poking around where she shouldn't.
It really suggests she stumbled onto something she wasn't supposed to see.
Totally. So let's recap. We started with Gabriel refusing to accept the suicide ruling, starting his own investigation.
Right.
Found those clues in Threight's notes and Inés's letter. Then there's that unsettling detail about the pendant, and a private investigator gets involved.
Yeah.
And now this connection to a shady group, a document forger. A lot has happened just in these first steps.
Absolutely. We've seen Gabriel's determination, the questions surrounding the official investigation, and this criminal element that seems to be connected to Inés's last days.
Yeah, and we're left with these massive unanswered questions. Who hired Lanier? What was Inés investigating that made her a target? Who are Les Ombres? What makes them priority targets? Lots of intrigue. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, and each layer reveals something even more complex.
Right. So in this deep dive, we've traced Gabriel's initial steps. Starting with what looked like a tragic accident in this serene setting, we've landed in the murky world of potential criminal activity. It really shows how a personal belief, combined with those key pieces of evidence, can completely change how we understand a situation.
It's fascinating. And it makes you think, we know that Inés's parents were dedicated environmental activists. Could Inés have shared that passion? Could her own investigations, maybe into environmental issues, have led her to something dangerous? Maybe that's how she crossed paths with these shadowy figures and their activities.
Yeah. Food for thought, right. There could be these hidden connections, this wider context to this whole tragic event that we haven't even begun to uncover.
Exactly. There's so much more to explore, so many possibilities. It really makes you wonder where this will all lead.
It does, and that's something we'll have to delve into further.
I can't wait.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back with more next time.
See you then.